The metallic clang of the locker door echoed like a gunshot in the empty room. But Easton didn't flinch. He was already shattered. Tears streamed down his face as he slumped against the cold bench, his championship ring digging into his palm like a cruel reminder of everything he'd lost. "Why me?" he whispered to the shadows, his voice breaking, just as the door creaked open and Coach Harlan stepped in, freezing at the sight of his star quarterback crumbling. Easton wiped his eyes furiously, but it was too late. Coach Harlan, with his salt and pepper hair and that perpetual 5 o'clock shadow, stood there in his worn-out team jacket, the one with the faded emblem of Jefferson State University. The locker room smelled of sweat and old leather, a sanctuary turned prison for Easton these past few weeks. He'd led the team to the conference finals last season. But now he was hiding here after practice, avoiding the guys who used to slap his back in camaraderie. Harlan cleared his throat. "Easton? What's going on, son?" Easton looked up, his heart pounding. Coach Harlan wasn't just any coach. He was a legend in these parts. A former NFL hopeful who traded pro dreams for mentoring kids in this Midwestern college town. At 45, he carried the weight of a life full of almosts. Almost making the big leagues, almost settling down with the right person. But right now, his concern was laser-focused on the young man before him. "It's nothing, Coach," Easton muttered, standing up too quickly. His legs felt like jelly. He grabbed his duffel bag, ready to bolt. Harlan blocked the door gently. "Doesn't look like nothing. You've been off your game for weeks. Talk to me." Easton hesitated. How could he? In a place like Jefferson, Ohio, where football was religion and anything different was whispered about behind closed doors. Admitting he was gay felt like signing his own exile papers. But the dam broke anyway. "My dad found out," he blurted. "About me. About everything." Harlan's eyes softened. He nodded, pulling up a stool. "Sit down. Tell me." It spilled out then. The late-night arguments, the slammed doors, the way his father's face twisted in disappointment. Easton had come out to his family over Thanksgiving break, thinking the holiday spirit might soften the blow. Instead, it exploded. His mom cried, his dad raged about what the neighbors would think, and his little sister just looked confused. Back on campus, the rumors started swirling in the dorms, subtle at first. Side glances in the weight room, jokes that cut too deep. Harlan listened without interrupting, his broad hands clasped together. When Easton finished, choking back sobs, Harlan sighed. "I get it, kid. More than you know." Easton blinked. "What do you mean?" Harlan leaned back, staring at the lockers lined with names of past players. "Back in my day, in the 90s, things were even tougher. I played ball at Michigan State, had scouts eyeing me. But I was hiding too. Fell for a teammate, kept it secret. Cost me everything when it came out, friends, opportunities. Ended up here, coaching, trying to make sure no one else goes through that hell alone." Easton's world tilted. Coach Harlan? Gay? The man who'd married young, divorced quietly, and never dated publicly? It didn't compute, but the sincerity in his voice was undeniable. "You're not alone, Easton," Harlan continued. "And you're not broken. This team, this town, they might not get it yet, but you deserve to play without fear." For the first time in months, Easton felt a spark of hope. They talked late into the night, the locker room lights buzzing overhead. Harlan shared stories of his own struggles, the quiet pride parades in Chicago he'd attended incognito, the way he'd found solace in mentoring. Easton opened up about his crush on a guy from art class, the one who'd ghosted him after hearing the whispers. As the clock ticked past midnight, Harlan stood. "Get some rest. Tomorrow we start fresh. And if anyone gives you crap, they answer to me." Easton nodded, a small smile breaking through. Walking out into the crisp Ohio night, the stars seemed brighter. Little did he know this was just the beginning, a connection that would challenge everything he thought he knew about love, loyalty, and himself. The next few weeks blurred into a rhythm of secret meetings and stolen glances. Practice intensified as the new season loomed, but Easton found himself lingering after drills, chatting with Harlan about plays, life, and everything in between. The coach's office became a safe haven, walls lined with trophies and faded photos of glory days. One evening, after a grueling scrimmage, Easton knocked on the door. "Coach? Got a minute?" Harlan looked up from his desk, piled high with game tapes. Always for you, Easton. They dove into strategy, but conversation veered personal. Harlan admitted his divorce was mutual. His ex-wife knew his truth but couldn't live the lie. We stayed friends, he said. She's in Seattle now, happy? Easton shared more about his family. His dad, a factory worker with dreams of his son going pro, had cut off contact. He thinks it's a phase, Easton said bitterly. Harlan reached across the desk, his hand brushing Easton's. It's not, and he'll come around or he won't. But you're building your own path. The touch lingered, electric. Easton pulled back, heart racing. Was this real? Harlan was twice his age, his coach, off-limits in every way. But the pull was undeniable, a mix of admiration and something deeper. As days turned to weeks, their bond deepened. Late-night drives through cornfields, sharing burgers at roadside diners, talking about dreams. Harlan dreamed of opening a youth center for LGBTQ athletes. Easton wanted to advocate after graduation. They laughed about bad dates, cried over lost loves. One rainy night, after a team win, the celebration spilled into a local bar. Easton, nursing a soda, watched Harlan charm the crowd with stories. Jealousy twisted in his gut when a former player, Mike, clapped Harlan on the back too familiarly. Later, alone in the parking lot, Easton confronted him. You and Mike. Was there something? Harlan chuckled. Ancient history. Why? Easton stepped closer, rain-soaking them. Because I think I'm falling for you, coach. Time stopped. Harlan's eyes widened, then softened. He cupped Easton's face. Call me Jack. And yeah, me too. Their first kiss was tentative, then fervent, under the neon glow of the bar sign. Tasted like freedom and fear, a promise in the storm. But secrets have a way of unraveling. Whispers started in the team, odd looks, missed practices. Easton's roommate, Tyler, confronted him one night. Dude, you and coach? That's messed up. Easton denied it, but the seed was planted. Tyler, loyal but scared, told the assistant coach, who escalated it to the dean. Scandal brewed quietly, a storm on the horizon. Harlan pulled Easton aside after practice. We have to be careful. The university has policies. Easton nodded, but inside doubt festered. Was this love or just escape? The high came crashing down at the homecoming game. Jefferson State versus rivals from across state lines. Easton quarterbacked flawlessly, leading to a 28-14 victory. The crowd roared, but in the locker room, celebration turned sour. Tyler cornered him. I know about you too. It's wrong, man. Coach is using you. Easton shoved him. You don't know shit. The fight escalated, fists flying. Teammates pulled them apart, but the damage was done. Word spread like wildfire. Easton's sexuality, the alleged affair. Harlan burst in, face ashen. What the hell happened? Easton, bruised and defiant, met his eyes. They know. The university launched an investigation the next day. Harlan was suspended pending review. Easton faced scrutiny, his scholarship in jeopardy. Alone in his dorm, Easton spiraled. Calls from his dad went unanswered. His mom texted support, but it felt hollow. He drove to Harlan's house on the outskirts of town, a modest ranch-style home with a pickup in the drive. Harlan opened the door, looking older, wearier. You shouldn't be here. I don't care, Easton said, stepping inside. The living room was cozy, bookshelves filled with sports memoirs and poetry, Walt Whitman, fittingly. They talked for hours, dissecting the mess. I never meant for this, Harlan admitted. You're young, talented. I should have kept my distance. Easton grabbed his hand. Don't regret us, please. But betrayal struck from an unexpected angle. Mike, the former player, surfaced with old emails, proof of Harlan's past indiscretions. He leaked them to the local paper, claiming Harlan had a pattern of inappropriate relationships. The headline screamed, Jefferson coach in gay scandal, player involved? Easton's world imploded. Protests on campus, calls for Harlan's firing. His teammates divided, some supportive, others hostile. In the eye of the storm, Easton confronted Mike at a coffee shop. Why? What did he ever do to you? Mike sneered. He chose you over me back then. Now he pays. Jealousy, pure and toxic. Easton walked away, heart heavy. Harlan called a meeting. I'm resigning. It's the only way to protect you. Easton protested. No, fight this. But Harlan was resolute. I've lived in shadows too long. Time to step into the light. For both of us. The resignation made national news, sparking debates on LGBTQ rights in sports. Harlan became an advocate overnight, interviewed on ESPN, sharing his story. Easton, meanwhile, faced his own battles. His dad showed up unannounced, beer in hand. I was wrong, son. Seeing this, it opened my eyes. Tears flowed as they hugged, a tentative mending. With Harlan gone from coaching, they rebuilt quietly. Harlan started his youth center in Columbus. Easton transferred there to finish his degree, playing for a new team that embraced him. Years later, at the center's opening, Easton stood beside Jack. Partners now, rings on their fingers. The crowd applauded as they cut the ribbon, a symbol of hope. Life wasn't perfect. Scars remained, prejudices lingered. But in each other's arms, they found redemption. Love, after all, wasn't about perfection. It was about showing up, even when everything changed in an instant. Easton's days blurred into a haze of classes and solitary runs through the campus trails. Jefferson State felt smaller now, suffocating under the weight of unspoken judgments. He'd catch glimpses of teammates in the cafeteria, their laughter dying when he approached. Tyler avoided him entirely, a ghost of their former friendship. But Jack, Harlan, as the world knew him, became his anchor. They met discreetly in parks or out-of-town motels, where the anonymity of America's endless highways offered brief respite. One weekend, they drove to Lake Erie, the wind whipping through the open windows of Jack's truck. Remember when we first talked? Easton asked, feet dangling off the pier. Jack nodded, arm around his shoulders. How could I forget? You looked like the world had ended. It had, Easton said softly. Until you. Their kisses grew bolder, passion igniting in stolen moments. Jack's touch was gentle yet firm, a reminder of strength forged from pain. They made love under starry skies, bodies entwined in a dance of discovery and healing. Back on campus, tension mounted. The investigation dragged on, rumors festering like open wounds. Easton's performance dipped. Scouts who once courted him now hesitated. One night, after a loss, Easton found a note in his locker. Fag QB. Quit or else. He crumpled it, rage boiling. Who? Tyler? Someone else? He confided in Jack over the phone. I can't do this anymore. Hang in there, Jack urged. We're stronger together. But doubt crept in. Was Jack worth the ruin? Easton buried himself in studies, majoring in sports management with dreams of reform. The turning point came at a team meeting. The interim coach, a stern veteran named Reynolds, addressed the elephant in the room. We've lost focus. Whatever's between Harlan and Easton, it's not our business. But it's affecting the team. Murmurs rippled. Easton stood. It is your business. I'm gay. Coach Jack helped me when no one else would. If that's a problem, say it. Silence, then applause from a few. Others shifted uncomfortably. Tyler spoke up. I was wrong, man. Scared. Sorry. Reconciliation began, tentative threads weaving back the fabric of trust. Jack's advocacy gained traction. He spoke at conferences, his story inspiring others. Easton joined him on panels, their relationship public now, a beacon for young athletes. But betrayal lurked. Mike, not content with the leak, dug deeper. He contacted Easton's family, spinning tales of manipulation. Easton's dad called, furious. Is it true? He seduced you? No, Dad. It's real. The call ended in shouts, old wounds reopening. Easton drove to Jack's, tears blurring the road. Mike's ruining everything. Jack held him. We'll fight back. Together. They hired a lawyer countersuing for defamation. The case made headlines, polarizing the community. Supporters rallied, pride flags at games, petitions for Jack's reinstatement. Opponents protested, signs blaring hate. One night, Easton's car was vandalized. Perverts out. Fear gripped him. What if they hurt you? Jack smiled sadly. They already have. But love wins, right? Their bond deepened amid chaos. Intimate evenings cooking pasta, watching old films, Casablanca. Fittingly, Jack shared vulnerabilities. His fear of aging alone, regrets over lost time. Easton confessed his own. I worry I'm too young, that you'll tire of me. Never, Jack whispered, pulling him close. Sex became more than physical, a communion of souls. Slow, exploratory, each touch a affirmation. As the trial loomed, Easton testified, voice steady. Jack saved me, not just from others, from myself. The jury ruled in their favor. Mike faced charges, his jealousy exposed. Victory tasted sweet. Jack was offered a consulting role. Easton graduated with honors. They moved to Chicago, a fresh start. Jack's center thrived, Easton coaching youth teams. Years passed. At their wedding under Wrigley Field lights, a nod to American dreams, Easton's dad walked him down the aisle. Proud of you, son. Vows exchanged, rings slipped on. From that locker room to here, Jack said, everything changed. Easton smiled. For the better. In a world still grappling with acceptance, their story stood as testament. Love, resilient and human, could heal even the deepest scars. The city lights of Chicago twinkled like distant stars as Easton stared out the apartment window. 5 years since that fateful night in the locker room, and life had reshaped itself around him and Jack. The youth center, now a bustling hub in Wrigleyville, echoed with laughter of kids from all walks. Gay, straight, questioning. Easton coached flag football there, his pro dreams traded for something more meaningful. But shadows lingered. Jack's health scare last winter, a mild heart attack from stress, had shaken them. I'm fine, Jack insisted, but Easton saw the fatigue in his eyes. One evening, after a long day, Easton cooked Jack's favorite. Steak and potatoes, American comfort food. We need a vacation, he said, setting the table. Jack grinned. Vegas? Or something quieter, like the Grand Canyon? Anywhere with you. Their life was idyllic on the surface, weekend brunches, dog walks with their rescue mutt, Buster. But undercurrents of unrest stirred. Easton's old teammate, Tyler, now in the NFL, reached out occasionally, but the past haunted. Then came the letter. Anonymous, postmarked from Jefferson. He'll leave you like he left me. Easton crumpled it, but paranoia set in. Who? Mike was in prison. Others had moved on. He confronted Jack. Any exes I should know about? Jack sighed. Plenty, but none matter now. Unsatisfied, Easton dug online, old forums, social media. He found posts from a decade ago. Jack accused of breaking hearts, moving on quickly. Doubt festered. Was he just another chapter? The conflict peaked at a fundraiser. Jack flirted innocently with a donor, a handsome philanthropist named Alex. Easton seethed, storming out. Jack followed. What's wrong? You're always charming everyone. Am I enough? Jack pulled him into an alley. You're everything. Alex, networking. You, my heart. They kissed fiercely, but the seed was planted. Betrayal came from within the center. A board member, conservative at heart, leaked financial discrepancies. Minor, but twisted to look like embezzlement. Headlines screamed, Gay advocate in fraud scandal? Jack was devastated. It's a setup. Someone's gunning for us. Investigations cleared him, but damage lingered. Donors pulled back. Kids' parents whispered. Easton stood by him, but strain showed. Arguments erupted over money, time, the future. One night, after a blowout, Easton left, crashing at a friend's. There, he met Liam, a young artist, flirtatious and free. Kiss brief, regretful. Guilt consumed him. He confessed to Jack. It meant nothing. I was angry. Jack's face crumpled. After everything? Pain hung heavy. They separated briefly, Easton in a sublet, reflecting on his actions. In solitude, he realized, love wasn't flawless. It required work, forgiveness. He returned, flowers in hand. I'm sorry. Teach me to be better. Jack embraced him. We both messed up. Let's rebuild. Therapy helped unpacking traumas. Their bond emerged stronger, tempered by fire. The center recovered, expanding. Easton published a memoir, From Locker Room to Light, inspiring thousands. At a pride parade, hand in hand, they marched. Crowds cheered. Easton's dad waved from the sidelines. Life's high trended upward. They adopted a child, Mia, a spirited girl from foster care. Parenthood brought joy, challenges, sleepless nights, first steps. Jack retired partially, Easton taking the helm. Their home filled with love, a testament to resilience. Yet, in quiet moments, Easton remembered the locker room tears. Everything changed, he whispered. Jack smiled. For good. Their story, woven into America's evolving tapestry, proved. Amid betrayal and conflict, humanity prevailed through love's enduring grace. Mia's laughter echoed through the park as she chased Buster, her tiny legs pumping. At 40, Easton felt the years, aches from old injuries, but fulfillment outweighed them. Jack, now 60, grayed gracefully, his advocacy earning awards. The center had branches nationwide, a legacy of change. But life, ever unpredictable through curves. Jack's doctor called early dementia signs. Manageable, she said, but fear gripped Easton. Nights blurred with research support groups. Jack downplayed it. I'm not gone yet. Easton held him closer, cherishing moments. Conflict arose with Mia's school. Bullying over 2 dads. Easton confronted the principal, channeling his past fire. Teach acceptance or we'll fight. Resolution came swiftly, policies updated. Betrayal struck again. A former mentee, disillusioned, sold a tell-all, twisting their story for sensationalism. Coaches' secret affairs exposed. Media swarmed. Easton shielded Mia. Jack faced cameras defiantly. Our love is real. Don't let hate win. Public support surged, hashtags, donations. The book flopped, truth prevailing. In the aftermath, they traveled road trip across America, from Chicago to California. Stops at landmarks. Mount Rushmore, Vegas lights, Pacific waves. At the Grand Canyon, Jack proposed again. Renew our vows? Easton teared up. Yes. The ceremony, intimate on a beach, reaffirmed their bond. Mia scattered petals, family present. Years waned. Jack's condition progressed slowly, meds helping. Easton adapted notes, routines. One evening, Jack forgot Easton's name briefly. Panic ensued, but love bridged the gap. You're my everything, Jack said, memory returning. Easton wrote letters for future days, chronicling their journey. The end came peacefully. Jack, in his sleep at 72. Easton, 52, held his hand, whispering, from that locker room, you changed me. Funeral packed. Athletes, activists, Mia grown and proud. Easton continued the work, honoring Jack's memory. He found love again, gently, but Jack remained his core. Reflecting, Easton saw the humanity. Life's messiness, redemptions. Their story, etched in hearts, proved love's power to transform, even in America's imperfect landscape. A legacy of hope, enduring.